Hello and welcome to the 3-minute guide to synthsounds. Today I will talk a bit about why I think the Behringer Odyssey is certainly one of the best, if not the best, modern analog monosynth. First of all, we have some really powerful oscillators. Quite crisp, they are certainly brightest on the 2-pole filter. The sawtooths are quite edgy, but if you want to use PWM, you have this very nice swimming sound. Another cool thing is that you can bring in the ring modulator, and even if the ring modulator sounds more interesting when you have a bigger difference between the pitches, it's also interesting to add just add it as sort of like a icing on the cake, if you will. So if we have two oscillators here, we add the ring mod. You get this sort of fizziness. And then we can also, of course, change the frequency of oscillator 2 here. So let's take a look at the filters. I'm going to go to neutral on the oscillators here. Let's put it 1 octave below, perhaps. That's one of the sort of criticisms towards the Odyssey design, is that you don't have any sort of octave or range switches here, so I usually try to keep the first oscillator tuned, and then I work from that, so to speak, with the other oscillator. But yeah, it is an issue, certainly live. I haven't used this one live. So the filters, I mean, there are many different monosynths. Why is this one special? Well, of course, it certainly begins with the filter, I think, for me, why it's really special. If you look at the 4-pole filters here, this is the Moog filters, Moog sort of copy design. They're quite similar to a Moog, actually. You do lose quite a lot of bottom end when you increase the resonance. Not as bad as some filters, though. Then you have the ARP one. Which is worse. The Moog is actually better in terms of the resonance, attenuation with resonance. But the really interesting filter here is the 2-pole, because I mean you have Moog copies and 24 dB ladder filters on other monosynths for sure, but you don't have this filter, which is from the original ARP 2800, the first Odyssey Mark 1, which I've actually owned myself. And this is a 2-pole filter. It's a bit brighter than the other ones, but especially interesting when resonant. Let's do it max resonance sweep here. Very interesting harmonics. Let's just do one oscillator. You will hear them more accentuated. This is really my favorite filter. For a classic bass sound, you can select the Moog filter, for instance. That's the Moog filter. It's the ARP filter. Not a huge difference, but there's some difference. But so far, we're still a bit sort of vanilla. One of the most interesting parts of the Odyssey, I think, is this sample and hold mixer here, which we use for filter FM and oscillator FM. Let's use the 2-pole filter. Let's use a sharper decay. let's bring in some filter FM here. So we use the sample and hold mixer here. And we have to use a source. I'm going to use this first oscillator here. Now I'm going to show you something else, how to use the sample and hold mixer for oscillator modulation. Let's use only oscillator 2 in square wave mode. We have the noise generator here in the sample and hold mixer up, and we use the sample and hold mixer here to frequency modulate oscillator 2. Interesting. So we use VCO1 to modulate VCO2. Can we be subtle? Then we can use the sample and hold mixer also to modulate the filter. And all sorts of different interesting combinations here, of course, when using the different frequency ranges. If you would use a normal Moog filter, it would sound like this. But using this filter, you keep all the bass, but you still have very interesting resonance. The very flexible oscillators and the very flexible sample and hold mixer here, and the very interesting character of this filter. It's really what makes this synthesizer unique, and I think one of, if not the best modern clone of a analog monosynth that I have ever used, and I've used quite a lot of them, to be honest. Compared to the Korg, I've had the Korg desktop module, and I've compared them extensively before I actually sold the Korg. The Korg is a lot nicer looking, especially the white one. The only difference I really detected between them that is sort of substantial is the square wave sounds a bit different. The Korg probably sounds more true to the Odyssey, as I remember my Odyssey that I used to have from ARP. Whereas the Behringer sounds more classic, I would say. The square wave is a bit more square and less fussy. What you prefer is a matter of taste, I think. Also, I find the two-pole filter slightly more aggressive on the Behringer, but not by much. These are minute differences when I had them side by side and compared them extensively. Usually it was very hard for to find any setting whatsoever where they differed. That's all from me for today. Support the fighters of Ukraine and take care of each other. Bye.